Hello, my friends. So today's date, June the 5th, is your birth date. This is a reading for you for this year. This is a three-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face in this year, and an action to take to keep yourself in balance. So the card for you this year is the crone. And the crone is, like the hermit. They are the ones who go off into the woods. They are the ones who get away from all the noise and the psychic invasion of people and the constant buzz of modern society and civilization and cement and cars, and they go off to find themselves, to quiet their minds, to quiet the external influences so that they can really hear themselves, possibly for the first time, in a very deep, deep, deep way. And in that quiet space, do they bring up old wounds, old traumas, and heal them and work toward healing them and work toward honoring them as the teachers that they are and work toward loving themselves and having compassion for themselves and transforming old poisons into new growth, new vibrancy, new understandings. And like the hermit and the crone is the same in that this is always kind of a sense of contraction and expansion because the crone goes inward to heal something inside of herself or himself and then brings it out to share it with the world, comes out with a light in their hands to lead other people who are in the darkness toward their sense of self. So you have a year of learning. Maybe it's initiations, maybe it's really deep studies, maybe it's coming out into the world as the healed, not cured but healed uh, person that you are, always looking toward healing more, always looking toward opening to further healing whatever still might be going on with you. The work is not done, the work is never done, but the crone uh, looks at themselves and understands that they are a midwife for others. They are a midwife for themselves. They are the birthers of the new senses of themselves. So expect this year to be, if you can get away and get off to yourself, marvelous, exactly what you need. If you can't get away and get off to yourself, take little pockets of time and do the things that take you deep into yourself, deep into your meditation, deep into your sense of observation of yourself and your connection to nature and the more natural parts of yourself, your intuition, your quiet, your openness, your receptivity. So the crone energy comes through. Maybe you're going to meet someone who's really going to take you on a deep journey about yourself. Maybe you haven't entered the crone phase yet, and there's just magic afoot that's going to show you some teachers who might be of interest to you that can take you on a healing journey that is appropriate for you this year as well. So it's a wide range of the crone. So specifically, what is your challenge this year? Page of Pentacles. Well, the Page of Pentacles is one who generally a youthful energy that wants to strive and do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. You want to learn through doing something. You might hear things, words, and information and knowledge, but until you put it into practice in your body, you don't necessarily understand it. You don't necessarily know the levels of deep understanding of it and what it takes to bring something from a seed to full fruition of plant and flower and fruit. So this is about studying something. You know, the Page of Pentacles is often about studying what you want to study, following what you want to follow, working physically in what you want to work physically in. This is someone shows, of course, they're studying photography, and that's a manual, physical, dexterous thing that requires sight and depth and consciousness and positioning of your own body. So this is your challenge this year, is to follow what you really feel like you want to pursue. Is to be open to following what you want to pursue, to not let the weight of other people's thoughts about who you need to be and how you need to be get in the way of you following your dream. Maybe you know, things are tightening around you, money is tightening around you, and you don't feel like you can extend yourself to go after something you really want to go after to do. So this is a lot of the challenge for you this year. It comes up against the crone, so it's that statement of maybe you just need to really go into some quiet place in your side of yourself so you can really determine what is the best path for you and not rely just on what is being shown to you from outside, because that's not always the truth and it's not always a block. Maybe it's just something in your way, so you'll go in a different direction and go around something that's interfering, or go through something that you need to have strong power to overcome. So it's the challenge, I think, is learning not to take it personally, not to take it as a sense of your worth, your value in society, your connection to your spirit, your abilities in yourself. So that is the challenge. So what is the action you can take? Well, it's skunk. Um, and skunk is a very, playful energy. It's a very familiar energy. It's very, wants to be very vulnerable. It's a lot like a cat or a kitten, but they have a strong defense, and we all know what that strong defense is like. It sprays on whatever's in its way, but that spray gets on everything around it at the same time. So the skunk energy is always and often about being careful who you spray, but knowing that you have good defenses, knowing that you need to use your good defenses to set good boundaries, and knowing that not everybody needs to receive your spray. Just a blanket spray of everybody in your path can give you a bad reputation, can set a lot of people against you who don't need to be against you, can put a lot of roadblocks in your progress in front of you. So the skunk is really about learning how to be selective about how you set your boundaries and who you set your boundaries with, and how much that spillover can affect your reputation and often then your self-esteem. But if you're not worried about the reputation outside of yourself, and you're just living in yourself and you're being your crone self, then maybe it's perfect what you do with your spray. But this is always about having a sense of yourself and having a sense of the effects that you have on others, and doing it, doing it with the skunk's loving kindness, but also doing it with the skunk's great sense of protection and boundaries. So a year of it may not flow quite as you want it to flow, but it's a choice here of really going deep with the crone and looking at yourself and hearing yourself on the deepest of levels and saying, do I really think I can't do this? How can I get through these blocks that seem to be there, these physical blocks that seem to be there? Maybe they're other people's thoughts or opinions or control. How can I use my boundaries to set good boundaries and pave my way to go through something where others are blocking the way? Maybe I have to be strong in my boundaries with somebody in order to set the tone and open the door and move some energies along. But all those things should come out of the quiet meditative place that the crone will allow you to go into, because you want to birth a new sense of yourself that's full of viability, that's full of physical power and physical strength and physical joy, and following your own physical dream. But is the dream that's in front of you the truest dream for you? Only a deep sense of meditation will bring you to that understanding. And along the way, keep setting your boundaries with clarity, and setting your boundaries with care and concern, but keep following your dream and don't let yourself be taken away from your dream unless that dream is not the right one for you in this moment. And that's all that you get to look at this year in very big ways. You know, what is really serving you? The crone wants to serve humanity. The crone and the hermit go in to serve humanity and bring their healing work back out into the world. And that's who you are in many ways. That's what you're learning about yourself, that you want to serve something bigger than yourself. So, is what you're doing serving something bigger than yourself? And how do you keep making that manifest in the world? So, blessed be in this beautiful year.